God bless all of you for coming. It's nice to have hot weather, better than cold, but thank you for honoring our president, but more importantly, thank you for honoring the United States of America as we join this opportunity to be with President Trump to kick off America 250. We're once again first in the nation, just like every 4 years we're first in the nation. You know, tomorrow will be 249 years since 56 Americans signed the Declaration of Independence. By signing that document, they were traitors to King George III, but they're what you and I would honor as freedom fighters. They knew at that time that King George III was going to restrict their freedoms. Couldn't do in the colonies what every other British person could do in London and the British Isles. He was restricting their freedoms. And that's why they said in the Declaration of Independence, we're endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights, among them life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. By saying we're endowed by our Creator, we get our rights and freedoms from God. We don't get them. We don't get them from the government. And we know that 13 years later, they wrote the Constitution. The Constitution doesn't say what our rights are except in the Bill of Rights, but that's just a few of the rights that were guaranteed by God. What it said was that we write this Constitution to protect the American people from their government. And it still serves that purpose. And I hope that we appreciate that in America. You know, people of the left get irritated when we talk about the United States being an exceptional nation. It doesn't mean that we're better than any people anyplace else, but it does mean we're an exception nation from the fact that we get our rights from God. We don't get our rights from the government, and it's the only society in 6,000 years of humankind that has ever had that relationship between the government and the American people. And what we're honoring for the next year is the preservation of that statement in the Declaration of Independence. We're endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights. And we're going to emphasize that for the next year and honor it as we traditionally do. I would like to comment just a short period of time about the one big, beautiful bill. I was happy to stay up 27 hours to see that through to its finality. It's a bill that makes sure we don't get the biggest tax increase in the history of the country. And for all the Democrats that voted against it, they were voting to have the biggest tax increase in the history of the country. It strengthens our national defense tremendously. It fights waste, fraud, and abuse. Now, you get tired of us using those terms, but I think we've proven through many studies that that's just exactly what happens when government isn't proceeding the way it should. And I thought I would take just a minute to tell you what my contribution to the big, beautiful bill, because I'm chairman of the Judiciary Committee, and immigration comes under our responsibilities. So we're going to finish the wall. we're going to add tremendously to the number of people patrolling that border, but more importantly, the number of people that are going to enforce the immigration laws interior, not just at the border. And then we're going to build tremendous number of detention facilities so we can keep people that have come here on the terrorist watch list, come here with criminal records, come here as human traffickers, sex traffickers, and peddling fentanyl to our young people. We're going to make sure that they aren't walking the street. We're also going to make sure that sanctuary cities are not a haven for those types of people. So if I had to sum up what the Judiciary Committee did that I have the pleasure of chairing, it's going to make America safe again. I leave you with one last point that I don't think gets the attention it should, and it doesn't have to have any attention. But I'm going to make sure, as chairman of this committee, by listening to whistleblowers, getting documents that are been kept from Congress of the United States, I'm going to make sure that everybody is exposed and the documents prove it. For the 8 years that the opposition was trying to put President Trump in prison. What we're doing, whether we had Republican or Democrat administrations over my years in the United States Congress, this president and his appointees to the Department of Justice and the FBI has given us the first real cooperation that we should have had under both Republican and Democrat presidents before, but it was just obfuscate and cover up and not let the truth out because it's going to be embarrassing. So we're getting some whistleblowers their jobs back. We are releasing documents because I want everybody who had anything to do since President Trump went down that golden elevator in 2015, have been trying to get him out of the presidency, or when he was out of the presidency, getting into prison. We don't have to put up with that in America. President Trump hasn't put it in America, and I want to thank President Trump and his administration for helping me make this stuff more transparent and never see that it happens again. Thank you.